pod, aka People of Detroit. We wanna put people on. You know what I'm saying? We wanna get the world to know more about Detroit.
Well, what makes us different at the pod is that we want to have real stories by real people and it displaying real triumphs. At the end of the day, in Detroit, one thing we know how to do is hustle harder.
What up? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy, Sir LA.
It's your girl, Dahlia.
And today we have a very special and important guest. And we try to get, as many different people on here as possible, to talk about, they upbringing and how they came up and what they're doing with themselves. And today I would like to present our newest guest. Her name is Miss Bird.
Hello.
All right now. And she is a business coach. She is a best-selling author. She is just all type of lanes. She's a retired nurse, and she has done a lot for her community and for herself in a small time frame, I would say. So, as far as, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. Happy to be here. I'm thankful that you guys invited me on.
Cool.
I feel all famous.
I mean, I see you over here when the light hit the ice, you twinkling and glistening.
I swear, hold on. Let the thing.
Let it dance then. All right.
She over here like, well, I ain't trying to. But yeah, man. But very, very glad to have you today on the pod. And, we just want to start off like, what hood made you? Like, where were you bred at?
Flint.
Flint, got it.
Yeah, a lot of people think I'm from Detroit because I've been here so long, and my husband's from Detroit. But yeah, I am a Flintstone. Well, I wouldn't say a Flintstone, I'm Buccaneer. So I'm from Beecher. So you guys can't mix that up. They be ready to fight. Right. So I gotta.
And you went to Beecher High School?
Yeah,
correct?
I went to Beecher.
Okay. Was that? How was that?
My grandfather was my principal. So
interesting. Very interesting.
So I ain't caused too much havoc. I was a pretty good girl.
I'm pretty sure he would have known too.
Yeah,
everybody would have made sure.
Yeah, and it was a small school, so it's funny because my husband is telling me his school graduating class was the same size as my entire school. I think we had 300 some kids in our whole school.
And what school did he go to?
He Northwestern.
Okay.
You sound like me. I went to a charter in Detroit, and my graduating class was 50.
Yeah, I think we graduated 62. Yeah,
52 kids. It was small, and then we still had the nerve to fight at the graduation.
See.
Hey, I love my city. You know how we do.
Right. Now I know with you growing up in Flint, I know you grew up with a kind of a different childhood. You know what I'm saying? I would use the word rough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Very.
But you have overcome a lot. And, we want to give you your flowers for sure.
Yes, for
you know what I'm saying? Because we want to shed light on everybody that's in the black community that's from Detroit or that's a part of Detroit that's making a difference. And we see you making a big difference in all your ventures and everything that you do. Like I said, she's a best-selling author. She has over 20 self-published books. You know what I'm saying? I know she collabs with what is it, King Benjamin?
Yep.
King Benjamin. Yeah,
it's my best friend.
Yeah.
And you publish other authors as well.
No,
correct?
I don't. But he started to. But I don't.
Okay.
But no, I've been wanting to, but y'all wouldn't believe how messy that game can get. So,
I can believe it's real political, and I definitely
I don't be knowing nobody. They be like, "What about this author?" I'm like, "I don't know who that is." I just stay in my little lane.
So technically, would you still be considered a publisher, even though you're publishing your own works?
Yep.
Okay.
Still considered a publisher, and but I don't publish others.
Okay.
Not right now.
I respect that. That's like, I love to cook, but I don't really like cooking for other people. It's one of those kind of things where it's like they will take the joy out of what you do with their attitude, and you just kind of like, if you don't eat what I present.
Yeah, it's too stressful. It's too stressful. I'm okay. I'll just stick with publishing myself.
Hey, say you are the plug. Let's get it.
No, and I read somewhere that, and I also heard you speaking with Dahlia that your mom had you when you were 14. When she was 14 years old?
She had me at 14.
Like, wow, that's crazy.
I don't know how old my dad was, but my mom had me at 14. And it's so funny because now when people meet her, they would never guess that. Like when I be, oh yeah, she used to sell drugs. And they're like, her? Like, no. I promise.
Like her and your
my stepfather.
Right?
Yep, they sold drugs. Up until probably until they got divorced when we were like 12, 13, no, about 13. But I mean, I remember being 6 years old, like hiding the drugs in the house before the police came, flushing it down the toilet.
Wow.
You know, trying to use the extra bucket to flush the extra, and because they turned the water off. They came to raid us.
Hey, man,
I knew the whole routine. I knew the whole
crazy.
routine, so knew how to get it up out of there.
Like, what was something you would never forget from that time frame? Like, just going through that. I remember hearing somewhere that you said during that time frame when your mom and your stepdad was doing that, it was a time where you seen your mom get beat up and you seen your stepdad get shot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I think I was 12. It was right before we actually moved up here. I used to stay on Mark Twain and Schoolcraft.
Okay.
But before we moved up here, somebody kicked our door, and it was probably like 3, 4 in the morning. My baby brother was sleeping with me, and at that time I was like 11 or 12, so I knew. Like I had my own gun in my room. I already knew how to. So I'm like, let me get to the gun. Before I could get there, they was already back in the room, dragged us out to the front, shot my stepdad, and beat my mama, and all for some money. But we knew it was somebody we knew, and they was like, all right, we're gonna leave up out of here. And when we leave out, we're just gonna start shooting. Y'all run. I'm like, why would we run? When y'all gonna shoot, like it's gonna shoot. So
like
we
I'm
just
I'm
gonna get up and run. So we just stayed on the floor, but luckily they didn't. Both of my brothers, they were in the bed. They never even woke up. Neither one, which is even with the gunshots, never woke up. They slept through the entire thing. So,
and you were the oldest?
Yep, I'm the oldest and only girl.
Wow, that's crazy.
So yeah, and it's so crazy. I always tell people like, oh, that we went through all the raiding, the robbing, the shooting, and both of my brothers got killed in crossfire. But this was this had nothing to do with them. They were older.
That was just some later stuff.
The one was at a party,
and I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences for sure.
Definitely.
And then the other one was at a gas station. So it was just wrong place, wrong time. I'm like, damn, that could have happened years ago. Like all that we done
and
been
even
through.
with that, just from your story of what I know about you and some things you've communicated and shared, because you're very transparent, which I respect. And if any of you haven't heard of BlackByrd before, definitely follow her. She's always dropping knowledge, and on top of that, she's very transparent, just a beautiful human being. But I was bringing that up to say, in your transparency, you are an individual that has definitely overcome just a lot of loss in general. You know, the situations with your brother that you mentioned. I know that there is some other loss that you had in your life, including with bearing children and different things of that nature. And you always just present yourself to be so strong and encouraging to others and relating to others that may be going through that loss as well. And in that situation, how have you been able to still focus on building your brands and, you know, being the woman that you are, you know, experiencing that sort of loss in your life?
Well, I think for me, being that I've had so many losses in my life, I want to say, like, after my first son had died back in 2009, I was just like, you know what? I looked at death so different then. You know, I didn't look at it as how I looked at it growing up, where, you know, but I didn't look at it the same no more. I just like, you know what? It ain't nothing we can do about it. It ain't nothing we can stop it. We don't know when it's going to be. So we just have to enjoy the time that we have while we have it. And, you know, understand that it may be hurtful for us, but it's a whole celebration on the other side for you know, for the family.
Celebration and peace, for sure.
Yep. So it's like, I can't stop it. So we got to just go with it, you know, go with the motions. So
I'm assuming, like, that beginning stages of your life, I know you said you began writing at 7.
Yep.
And did that have the things you went through? Did that have a motivation with your writing or trying to get into it at that time?
You know what? I don't think. My mom used to write, and she would try and hide it from me, but I used to find her little poems and little lover boys and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, that was you. Mm-hmm. So I think I just kind of picked up the bug from her. Okay. And then I just love to just write, and I think I won like a competition in the 2nd grade for writing a book, and I don't know what happened to it.
That was all.
That was all I needed.
Literally, pun intended.
Right, that's all she wrote.
And next thing you know, here we are.
I wanted to always write like when I got older, but you know how you always hear, oh, you got to go to school, you need to go to school and do something, you can't work off it writing. So I went for nursing, and then when I became a nurse, my then husband, he was not a fan of writing. Like, what do you mean? Like, you making all this money as a nurse, why would you write? I'm like, because that's where my heart is. So I actually wrote my first published book right after I got divorced from him.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So.
Yes, you speaking of you becoming a nurse, I know that's something that, you know, that you love to do, but I know you said writing and, you know, and doing, having your consulting business and everything is more of your passion.
Yeah.
And I know after 13 years at a job, I'm almost certain that 99.9% of people gonna stay where they at. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't wait to run.
Oh man. What was your thought process going through that? Because knowing like, okay, I've been at this job, it's a very good job, my benefits is good, my pay is good, I love what I do. Like, what made you want to transition into doing what you do now, as far as like writing and your consulting and everything?
I started to want to do it earlier than I did. I retired officially in 2020, but before 2020, I knew that I was done with nursing. Like, I love being a nurse, I do, but I feel like that was just skills that I was great at, you know. And I just felt like I always wanted to take care of people, so it didn't matter if I was a nurse or not. I was always going to give that care to people, but nursing just allowed me to do that, and I was just really good at it. But I knew that I was making way more money writing, and I was just scared to jump, like you said, like, oh my God, I'm not going to have a check every 2 weeks. I'm not, like, what am I doing?
That stability.
And I relate to that.
Like, I can't do it. But you know what? When COVID happened, they treated us like crap as nurses.
Oh, yeah.
We couldn't find sanitizer, gloves, masks. Like, they were just like, I was literally finding stuff online, getting shipped from overseas, going downtown, getting somebody to make me sanitizer. Wow. It was horrible. And they was like, we can't give you this, we can't give you that. It just became too much. And I'm like, you know what? Why am I even doing this? I make my money doing this anyway. And my husband got 2 jobs.
I ain't gotta do this.
I'm out of here. So I was just like, I'm gone. So I was like, you know what? This is it. If it ain't gonna be now. And everybody was like, you crazy, nurses making a killing right now. And I'm like, y'all can keep it. Go keep making that killing.
My peace of mind, my health, everything is more important. Yes. And you know, you're so established, you know, at this time. And it made sense for you.
Yeah, it was time. It was time. And now I feel like, you know, when my mom has pancreatic cancer, and she's battling that right now. And I just feel like, I said, you know what? Maybe that's why I became a nurse. So that I am, at this moment in my life, I'm able to take care of my mama unlike anybody.
Like prophetic in a way.
Yeah, like, even though I was a nurse and it helped me through everything else, I think it was for this moment.
It's different when you got to clock in to do it versus when it's your actual mother.
Exactly.
So it's just like it's more passion going into it.
Exactly.
Into taking care of her.
Yeah.
And I know during that process of going to school, you went to Brown Mackey College and for nursing. And like, how was that?
Ooh. Man. You know, everybody always had that thing where they say, like, if you have to do it again, would you? And people like, definitely. Hell no. Hell no.
And I feel where you coming from with that, because just off the situation as far as you going to that school, I seen somewhere that you lived here. You lived in Belleville. And you traveled an hour.
An hour and a half.
An hour and a half.
In all sorts of weather, okay?
And that's 3 hours a day, because you got to come back home.
Oh, wait. But look, when I came back home, I had to go home, shower, and go to work, because I was still working. So I was going to work at 7 o'clock at night. I would get off at 6 o'clock in the morning, get right on the highway, and drive straight.
And you said you did that
espresso shots.
You know what's so funny? I couldn't afford any of them. I was, when I say it was time,
you had to choose between that and gas.
Yeah, I'm like, shit, it's going to be this apple and gas. Mountain Dew and gas. Like, I couldn't afford it.
So the true struggle, the humble beginnings.
I was like,
and you said you did that for 15 months straight.
15 months.
That is unbelievable. So everybody out there,
yes,
do not let failure determine what you have to do with your life. Do not get discouraged, because there's plenty of people in this world, especially in the black community, where we give up once we get discouraged.
Some folks ain't making it 90 days on the job, okay?
Yeah, you know what I'm
and
saying?
driving 20 minutes to work, okay?
And she worked a full-time job, traveled an hour and a half to school.
2 ways.
And back.
Yes.
To go to work.
Change them tires on that car. I got it all. I had it all down packed. Like, so, I mean, but what was I gonna do?
All able bodies is no excuse. Okay.
No excuse. No, none. Like I said, I sometimes barely had enough gas just to get there and get back home. Hoping on a prayer, getting one number, God and gas. Like, just praying. So yeah.
I also read somewhere too. In 2019, I know that you were going through some things mentally where it was so much on your plate that you were overwhelmed, and you kind of like in your mind didn't know what the next step was, and kind of going through certain things. And like, how did you get through that to, get to where you are as far as like your mental state?
You know what, that year was, oh my goodness, because like, me and my husband was like,
everybody be like that. Everybody like that.
And it was a lot we both were going through, and then my brother ended up passing in May, and then his cousin passed in June, and then my grandfather passed in July, and
there's a lot going on. Oh my goodness.
But we got it together, and I just had to sit down and I had to think like, okay, what do you want? Like, you keep seeing all this death, all this happen. So when are you going to do what you got to do to live the way you want to live? Right. You could be gone tomorrow or disabled tomorrow. Then what you going to say? I wish I would. I'd rather not say I wish. I'd rather just do it and fail.
Okay.
And be fine with that I failed than to not do it at all.
And what do we always say? You miss 100% of the shots you do not take. Wayne Gretzky, one of the greatest. Yes. Listen, that's a fact. You keep shooting, eventually something's going to sink in.
Hit.
And if it don't, you move on to the next.
Keep going.
You don't just not do it just because you're scared.
That's right.
Fact.
Scared money don't make money.
Period. Okay.
And I know you are mother of one.
Yes.
Your daughter Amina.
Oh yes.
Beautiful little ball of sunshine. She's intelligent. She's something else.
She is a very gleeful individual. For sure. Off the videos that you post and I've seen. Yes, and I also know that you homeschool her yourself.
Yes, she's smart as a whip.
Like, you come up with your own curriculum and you do, like,
I do everything.
Superwoman, y'all.
Like, oh my God.
Superwoman, y'all. Come on.
It never was a thought in my mind to homeschool before. Like, in my head, I always thought, like, I'm going to see my kid off first day of kindergarten and everything. But after I had her, I was just like, you know what? I don't know if I can send her to the school right now. And so it was either send her to DPS schools because we live in Detroit, or send her out. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just do it myself. Man. So I always used to play teachers with my brother. So, I was like, I can do this. So I just looked up all the laws and everything, and I just organized her curriculum based off what, we do a lot of, we call it world traveling. So she'll learn about like a state or something, and then we'll go visit it. And she gets to actually see it and go to the museums. And, we learn about dinosaurs. We drive to Chicago and go to the museum. We learn about oceans. We fly to Florida and, go to the beach. So she likes to have that hands-on. I don't think she can make it in school. Her mouth. Oh Lord! They'll be calling me.
Cause she ain't been around no kids. That's why she gonna get around some kids. Like, who's you? Where's my snack?
Some of the things that you post, and it's so funny. Some of the things that you post that she says is just mind blowing. She's just the littlest old lady that you will ever see.
Yeah, she wants to sit up and do crossword puzzles and drink Ensure.
I'm telling you, if it was the Mommy and Amina show, it's definitely your baby. She's gonna be the star, because she's something else.
And she has a lot of friends, though. Surprisingly, a lot of people always be like, think she homeschooled. She's in a lot of. She was in karate. She does dancing. She does singing. She does acting.
That's good.
She does art class.
Yeah,
she has a ton of friends. I think at one of her birthday parties, she had 50 kids. I said, who the hell is all this? I didn't even know you had this many. Who invited these people?
I don't know. You might have a little influencer in the making. I'm telling you.
She always got to check her Instagram, see how many people following her. Like, girl, nobody.
She like, I see mommy doing it, so
and that brings me a lot of joy. Her seeing me do business, because sometimes when we grow up, like I said, we were told you gotta go to school, gotta go to college. College ain't for everybody, and if you could at least just go to learn business and then go off and do your own thing, or you learn a trade, but going to 4-year college is not for everybody, and I don't want her to believe that is all it is.
More options.
Get you an education in business or financing or something, just so you know how to handle your own money. But besides that, if you don't want to go to college,
listen, it took me about 10 years to finish. I was like, ooh, when I finally finished, I said, Jesus.
And then once you start, you gotta finish.
Oh my goodness! It just got to a point where I said, this, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. Yeah. I'm not. I don't know about this right here. And then I got so used to the online platform, but then it was frustrating at the same time. And that's what I ended up studying business. And I see. At first, I didn't see it, but moving forward, and I start noticing me apply those things. Just subconsciously applying those things in any moves that I make. So definitely piggybacking off what my sister BlackByrd here is saying, you definitely want to make sure you're investing in yourself, rather if it's financially in your business, into your education, into your self-care, whatever it is, make sure you're putting into yourself because you want to be able to bear nice, wonderful, blessed fruit from your tree.
All day. All day. Now, again, let's get back to you, Miss Bird. Her website is My BlackByrd, and that bird with a Y.
Yes.
If y'all want to go check her out, she does consulting. She's a business coach, and she basically tell you about the business and help you organize whatever you need for your business and getting the paperwork and all that correct.
I want to say almost from start to finish. It's definitely phases to this, and she has boot camps and she goes live. She gives out literally when they say $1 million worth of game, she gives $1 million worth of game for free. Sometimes she'll just go live and whatever questions you have, she'll answer them. Definitely, if you're looking to invest in yourself, invest into someone that can consult and coach you through that process that has proven results. A lot of people will charge individuals for consulting, but they don't have any action behind the mouthpiece. This is an individual where you definitely can see that she's about what she says she's about, and it's evident in her life and how she runs business. For sure, definitely has the credentials. So I can't speak for everybody else, but I know sis right here, great consultant. You want to get with her for the foundations of your business and beyond.
Thank you.
You want to tell the people about your 7-week boot camp you got?
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
So I have a 7-week business boot camp, and basically I help people. If you don't even have a business in mind, you're just like, I don't even know what business I want to start, but I know I want to start a business, you can join it. People who already have a business, who just want to make sure that they got all their I's dotted and their T's crossed, can join it. People who are starting a new business. But each week we go through, it's all pre-recorded, so it's not like you have to sit there and do it with me, actually, but it's all pre-recorded, and you just go through the classes, you learn about everything. Every week we have a meetup on Zoom where we talk about it, you bring your questions, and it goes on for about 7 weeks. At the end I give you a cute little certificate. But you learn a lot, and a lot of people, it's so crazy because they'll have businesses and they'll be like, I don't need this, and I'm like, well, just go through it and see, and then they be like, well, I didn't know about that. I'm like, it's a lot of stuff that you missed, that you don't know about, and that's how this all came about. But when I started my own business back in 2013, it was so many things that I missed. I was so focused on the product and getting people to sell. I didn't know who a target audience was. They was my friends as far as I knew. I didn't know nothing about nothing. I'm just like, well, I'm just out here. I didn't know I needed a marketing plan. I didn't know how important a business plan was. I didn't even know how to check your business name to even see if a name is available. I just didn't do it. I was just out here just hanging. So it's so many things people missing that they don't know. So I do the boot camp, and it just gives people a lot more than they
I have a question regarding that. What would you say is the most common thing on average that a lot of business owners miss in their initial audience? The target audience.
Yeah, target audience. They're so used to that. You'll probably see somebody on Facebook like, support your friends the same way you support all the other people. That's because that's their target audience. You're not your friend target audience. So we can't expect for our friends to share stuff when we're not their target audience. You know, we're not selling. We're not supposed to sell to our friends and family. If we do, it'd be nice, but that's not what we're supposed to focus on. We're supposed to focus on who our true customers is, and then go from there. And then, I mean, we want our friends to share stuff, but so we can't take it personal. And sometimes people just can't see for you what they can't see for themselves. So it ain't even nothing personal. It's something for them.
Internal thing. Yeah, definitely. I want to ask you one more question. Okay. Because I know Sir Lee over there, he's bubbling with questions, I'm sure. Let me dive in. Tell me your favorite memory in Detroit.
Oh, you know what? This is such a messed up memory. Oh, can I cuss?
Yeah, do your thing.
Express yourself.
Right. You can cuss, damn it. We in here. Hell, fuck. No, go ahead.
Such a fucked up memory, but it's okay. So, remember I said I used to stay on Mark Twain Schoolcraft.
Okay.
I only stayed in Detroit. I only stayed here for maybe a year. I went to Cadillac.
Okay.
That used to be right there on Grand River, and I believe that's Greenfield. You know where they had that flea market and stuff at? Mm-hmm. Okay, y'all remember used to be that movie theater right there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I had two friends. I wish I could find them, Felicia and Sade. If y'all look
at Felicia and Sade, leave a comment in this video about that memory she about to talk about.
I can't find them. I'm looking everywhere. I haven't been able to find them.
Hopefully something happens and they see this.
They went to Cadillac. So we were all went to the movie theater. My mom dropped us off. Now my mom one of them people that when she go to sleep ain't no waking her up. So she dropped us off at the movie theater, but she forgot us. So we sitting there at the movie theater waiting. It's dark, and we're waiting to leave, and nobody's coming. So my friend like, well, my uncle stay like 7 blocks up. Let's just walk to his house. It's dark, right?
Okay.
We walk in. Next thing you know, some man that came out of nowhere. Hey, we take the hell off. We running up the street. We running up Grand River. We hollering and screaming. People stopping like, what's are you okay? We ran all the way home. We didn't even stop at her uncle's house. We just kept running. And
that adrenaline got you all home.
Like, we ran all the way home. Like, but I told my mom, I said, you almost got us kidnapped.
Right.
Like,
I don't think I have a positive memory at that movie theater either. I got a bad listen. But it's fun. But it's not funny, y'all. It's not funny.
Funny.
You know, I went in there, and at the time, I want to say Love and Basketball was playing. I had to be seeing that movie. I was there with one other person. And it was some guys in there being, you know, unruly, making some noise, and like a really, you know, call him an A type, business type of guy. I was wondering why he was there in the hood so late anyway. He's chilling. He turned around like, can your guys keep that goddamn noise down? And they're like, what? And they start saying stuff to him, and we like, y'all be quiet. We want to watch the movie. So the movie was a wreck because they arguing. We leave out, man, why they stone cold drop that dude.
Oh, my
God. Knocked him out cold on the sidewalk. And then, check this out. My goofy butt, the guy's the one that knocked him out. I found out that's the guy that talked to me and gave me his number. I'm like, I don't want to talk to this guy.
You
Man, he got slumped.
Listen, I said, dang, they knocking folks out at the theater. Hey. Got creeps over here.
I ain't never go after that. They chased my ass home. I ain't never.
Hey, shout out to that theater, man. I'm sure other people got some crazy memories with that theater too. I don't even remember what it's called.
I don't either. It was the first and only time I ever went. I said, I ain't never going back there again. That man tried to get me.
Man, that's crazy. But I ain't going to that place theater because it sounds like nothing but bullshit happens there. But no, other than that, you know, as far as you and your books, I was looking and I feel the Messy Baby Daddy series. Now, I know you got the Messy Baby Mama series too.
Yeah.
But is that a reason? Because you got a lot of variations of that book. Is that something that hit home a little bit?
Is that like the favorite series?
Or is there something that, your favorite series that you done worked on?
You know what's so crazy is none of those are my favorite series. It's so funny because people love them. Like for the Messy Baby Mamas Club, that book, that series went insane.
Wow.
And so I had to follow it up with the Baby Daddies because the Baby Mamas was upset.
The Messy Baby Daddy Club. It just sounds like a lot of ill shit happening.
You know what? I think people hate the Baby Mamas more than they hate the Baby Daddies. So, but I tried. But the Baby Daddies, they were a bunch of people I knew. One of them was my brother, Lord rest his soul.
Oh man.
So it was just like a lot.
A lot of real life inspiration.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, your
went
ass
into
is
the
going in
characters. development. So listen, don't piss off an author now. You just might make your debut in the book.
Anytime my friends break up with their boyfriends, I'll be like, his ass is going right in here. Everybody going in the book.
Now, what outlets do you offer your books? I know I seen you had some Amazon links before.
They're all just on Amazon right now. Amazon, unfortunately, has taken over, the game in a lot of departments.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't even fight no more with them.
So I'm going to just ride this wave. I only see green, and that's it.
They like, look, this is what we about to do. You relax. We doing this.
Just slide me the check.
Amazon won't click me and keep it pushing.
Yeah, it's a lot of the authors, they take their books off Amazon, they sell them out. If I had the time and I was more consistent, I probably would. But right now, it works. And,
Do it works?
Yeah. People be like, I don't make no money. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you then.
But your promo game is crazy. I think one of your, was it a TikTok or a reel, had almost like 1 million views or something?
Oh, yeah.
I seen it.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I do a lot of my, I act out a lot of my books. And that's how I do most of my promo for. I find reels and TikToks. I'm like, that's for this book and that's for that book. So I just act them out.
Nice. Okay. And I also know that you were a host at one point, right?
Yes, indeed.
Right. And it was a talk show that you was on called The Quickie.
Yep.
How was that?
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I did that one, and I also did a Bird Talk.
The Bird Talk, right?
I know the Bird Talk radio.
Yeah,
that's the one I'm familiar with.
For a few years, and then I did the Quickie with one of my friends who's also an author. We had called it the Quickie, because it was supposed to be like, because she's an erotic author, but she got a little shy on me, and so she didn't want to talk nasty. I'm like,
I'm behind the book.
So
she wrote the nasty book.
So was it supposed to be kind of like on the lip service or a little raunchier?
It was a little raunchier.
Okay.
Yeah, she was getting a little nervous. She's a sweetheart, and she's like, no. I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna make you.
She said, I express myself through my writing.
Yeah, and it's so funny because when you read it, you be like, oh, okay. And then you meet her, and she's just so sweet. Like, that's
her voice is the loudest in her writings. I get that.
Yeah, so.
I know your company, Sincerely You. Do you still do that?
No. I wrote wedding vows for people, though.
Yeah, nice. I've seen that. Like, that's dope. You set proposals up, and you did baskets, and you did different little things.
Yeah, they make some money, honey.
What happened with it? Did you just say?
What? I just kind of got more into the writing, and then I didn't feel like making baskets anymore. I was like, but I still continue to do the wedding vows and stuff for people. There's a lot of women out here who I wrote vows for who don't even know it.
Oh wow!
But I know what a woman wants to hear.
They man at the altar like, my baby love me.
And I be like, I'll just be smiling like, that's me right there.
She's like, oh my God, I've been waiting to hear this my whole life, baby. And he yes.
And that was the goal. I just wanted a woman to be able to hear what I know they would want
helping
to hear.
Guys out. Look at that. For the win. We got to give you double flowers.
Right. Going crazy.
Putting marriages off on the right track.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Hey, if y'all need any information for your business, if you need any type of inspirational talk, she always got a good word to say. Mm-hmm. Like I said, her website is MyBlackByrd, and that's bird with the Y.com. Y'all can check her out, check out her profile, check out all her books. Like I said, she has 20 plus books that she self-published, and is a best-selling author, and she does her thing. She takes care of home and she holds it down. And I know also the Atlanta Ultimate Woman Expo.
Oh yes.
How was that? Like,
you gotta go.
Listen,
you have.
You know that's what I'm wanting to do. Get into the expos, the festivals.
That expo
there, I'm with it.
That expo there is one you have no choice. You have to.
Okay, we gonna talk offline.
You have to.
We gonna talk offline.
It was probably one of me and my friend India, the one that was doing the show with me. We went together, and it was definitely one of our biggest selling. Like I think we didn't come home with nothing. Like people were in there just. That's one of them kind of
events where it don't matter what the table price is, just pay it and get in there.
Shopping, they just love it. They are in there buying everything. That is just what they're there for. Nobody was really there to just browse. They were literally there to shop.
Did you feel like you had some return customers or traffic out of that?
I found some people, like, they end up finding me on social media, and
that's nice. That's worth it, even
Facebook,
if it's one or two. Like, that's worth it. They connected.
Yeah. See, I think my biggest issue then was what I actually just started getting over last year was that when you don't, unfortunately, we live in a day and age where everybody wants to see you and see what you're doing and feel like they are a part of your life.
Live vicariously.
When I used to read authors, I didn't know nothing about these people's lives. I didn't know where I could find them from or nothing, but with social media, now they like, can I be a part of it? So I wasn't, I'm not a person that used to take a lot of pictures. I think I will post maybe like 4 pictures in a whole year. Everything else would be of my baby. And so when I would go to book events, they would walk up and I had this big ass sign like I'm the author. And they'd be like, are you the author of this book? My shirt. You see the sign? I am the author. But they didn't know my face because I always hid so much. So they knew my books, but they didn't know my face. And it hurt me because they wanted to feel like they knew me in order to buy from me. And that's just, where we live in.
Yeah, for sure.
So I switched that up real fast.
And it's funny because a person, if they looked at your social media and followed you, they would never know that was a part of your journey. Yeah, because you definitely, I think, figured out and
I be in everybody's face too much. My best friend, King Benjamin, he be like, I'm sick of seeing your goddamn face every time I go on Instagram. Like, that's me. That'd be real. But, I started doing a bunch of reels on Facebook because they started paying me for it.
Right.
Hey,
so I'm like,
why not? Hey.
And it's some good money. I think like in 1 month, I almost made like $3,000 just making reels. Like,
wow.
So they do.
Dope.
So I was like,
so y'all hear that? Free game. More reels. I'm going to go home and I'm going to make like 10 reels.
Right. Just off the strength. Right.
What I do, I always tell people my little secret, I content batch. I do not do a day because I don't feel like getting dressed, doing all that stuff, doing makeup, all that stuff. I go through and I have my assistant. She literally, she's not my assistant anymore now. She's my partner.
Yes, I remember seeing that announcement. Congrats on that.
Hiring her an assistant. But she would literally find TikToks and reels for me to do. I will go through and save them, and then I will pick the ones I want to do for the next day. I will pull out 10 different outfits. I will switch my hair up. I would switch my wigs up if I have a wig. And I will record all them goddamn reels and TikTok in one day. I have like 30 of them because I would do them for each business. So I would do 10 for that business, 10 for that business, 10 to put over here. And I would just save them. I would do everything. And now my day, just upload it.
Hey, free game.
I don't do that in one day. I do not record all them reels throughout. I do that in one day in like 4 hours.
Wow. That's dope.
So much easier. And everything is content. That's the crazy part. Like, everything is content. So, like, when you're just making butters and just turn the camera on and just record yourself doing stuff. It's everything.
Yeah, because I be feeling a little challenged with all of these different social media platforms. It gets overwhelming sometimes, but it's like it's one of those things where that's a society we're in. This is what's necessary, especially in marketing yourself and
just focus on one or two, and then like I said, I just focus on Facebook and Instagram, and then I just take the reels and upload them on TikTok. If they do something, they do something. If they don't, they don't. But you just gotta find 1 or 2 social medias to really focus on and hone in on, and then just try and just. Like I said, record everything. When I go shopping, I'll be like, oh, I gotta record this shit. But it's content because people want to see that part. They want to see the behind the scenes. They want to see things that instead of just a finished product, they want to see how you got there. So,
and I think too, a lot of times people. A couple things. It's like sometimes people like to feel like they're a part of something that's bigger than themselves, like a part of a movement. In certain ways, and that's where a lot of support will get pushed in that way. And then other ways, people want to make sure. Some people just really want to make sure they supporting a person they like. Regardless of what avenue what brought them to you, you definitely want to present yourself to the people that's going to relate to you.
It's always was said, people don't buy products, they buy people.
They buy the brand. They want the brand.
Indeed.
I'm going to ask you something. What is something in your career, and since you've been doing what you've been doing, what is something that you wanted to do that you end up achieving that you was like, dog, I did that. Like, but it was your goal.
I wanted to do. I feel like be a stripper, but
okay.
I didn't get to accomplish that goal.
Well, I'm glad the other shit broke. I'm glad that broke.
I don't know how I would feel about Bird the stripper. I don't know if Bird as a stripper name is a good name.
Cinnamon or something like that.
Yeah, they would say Bird as a stripper name.
Coming to the stage, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Nah. I'm trying to think here is coming to the stage. Bird, people gonna be like, is she coming out the ceiling? Bird, where's she at?
basically, a goal that, like, in the beginning, you was like, I'm doing this, and I'm gonna make sure I fucking do this.
And was amazed.
Like my first book, publishing my first book. I always knew when I was a kid, like, I'm going to write.
And tell people the name of your first book.
It was Get Over Him, Girl.
I have that book.
Yes.
I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to publish a book. And I kept telling myself I was going to do it. And when I had went through that marriage, and it wasn't, it wasn't that he didn't understand my writing. He wanted us to have a good life, and that didn't mean being a writer. That meant being a nurse, So when I finally stepped away and I said, you know what? I was going through my divorce, and I said, I'm just going to write about it. I'm just going to write about going through my divorce. And then I wrote it down. I said, I should give this to some friends and give this to some other girls. And so then one day I was like, I'm just put in a book. And so my now husband was actually right there during the whole book writing process.
And he's a very cool dude, by the way. I like the way y'all move together. Y'all get it done. Crazy. Black love and entrepreneurship.
This is him. This is not me.
Listen, he said, you going to be my woman. You so twinkle and glisten.
So Detroit. You need to come here with the buff song. You got to hit the blade dance. We got to hit the blade dance before you leave. You got to hit the blade dance. Come on. We got to start up here.
I don't even know how.
It don't matter. We about to do it.
All right, we going to take one hand.
Right, we about to take. Just put them up and bring them down. Let's put them up and bring them down. Bring them down.
See, that's him.
Your husband's gonna laugh so hard at this video when you watch it.
He is so Detroit. He is so Detroit. And he makes sure that I am so Detroit.
All right, shout out to being a good sport today.
And I know we are getting towards the end. We're about to wrap it up. Is there anything you want to tell the public about any upcoming events? Anything that your social media handles you want to shout out or anything? I don't have any
current events coming up soon, but I'm hoping to in the near future. But you can find me on social media. It's actually under my regular name because Facebook is a hater.
Yeah, so, Facebook be hating.
No, somebody reported me when I have my
name. Y'all some haters. Y'all hate.
So you actually can find me but you could type in BlackByrd, BlackByrd, or you could put in my name, which is Lakila. And that's Lakelia.
Yeah, don't call her that. She's not gonna answer you.
Yeah, you better just saying bird. Yeah.
Like my best friend King Benjamin, he'd be like, "Why you act like you like a drug dealer or something?" Like somebody say your name and I'm not looking back there. He said, I don't know them. They said Lakelia.
So you said the official? No.
Exactly.
Something ain't right with you.
Like, I don't know. And my husband like Lakelia. I'm like, who? What's the
That's funny. But again, it most definitely was a pleasure to have you on here, Miss Bird.
Thank you.
And anything, you want to come back, if you want to get back on here, talk some stuff, you got anything happening, you got a new book dropping, you most definitely invited
more than
back
welcome to return
to the pod. And it's just for us. It's for the Detroit, Michigan-based community. We want to tell people in our community and just period that Detroit is more than what they see.
Yes.
And from the outside looking in, people got their own look on Detroit, but it's much more coming out of it than what people see. And we want to put that on a front so people can see and hear people's stories. Because people will look at you and say like, "Oh, she stuck up." But not even know your story. Your story deeper than a lot of shit. A lot of people's stories. So it's like they wouldn't know that. So and to be where you are with your business and doing your thing, you got a loving husband, you got a daughter, and y'all, doing y'all thing. It's good to hear. It's good to see. It gives people motivation that maybe look like, I never get that. I never get her. Or I never, you know what I'm saying? So, again, we greatly appreciate you stopping through on the pod.
Thank you.
And everybody out there, y'all go follow her on social media. Please. Type in BlackByrd, bird with a Y. And again, her website, MyBlackByrd, birdwithany.com.
Check us out.
And look her up. Check out her books. She got a lot of stuff going on. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all already know what it is. It's Sir L.A.
It's your girl Dahlia.
We here with Miss Bird, and y'all rocking with the pod, aka the people of Detroit. We out.
All right, peace, family.
That was fun.
I enjoyed it.